Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is now the divisional round of the playoffs, so we are back with my weekly NFL predictions. If you enjoy the content, make sure you do like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. With that being said, let's get to my predictions. So starting off, as always, we start with the previous week recap. So only game I got wrong was the Texans beating the Chargers. The Ravens beat the Steelers, Bills beat the Broncos, Eagles beat the Packers, Commanders beat the Buccaneers, and the Rams mollywopped the Vikings. So Sam Darnold turned back into a pumpkin, came back down to earth. Just not his week, and I was kind of waiting for it. So 5-1 on the week, and after wildcard weekend, I'm 188 and 80 on the year, so 70.15% on the year, so pretty damn good. Moving over to the AFC playoff picture, so the top 4 seeds are remaining. So the number 1 seed Kansas City Chiefs, number 2 seed Buffalo Bills, number 3 seed Baltimore Ravens, number 4 seed Houston Texans, and the LA Chargers, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Denver Broncos are all eliminated. Moving over to the NFC, the top seed Detroit Lions are still there. Number 2 seed Philadelphia Eagles. Number 3 seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been eliminated, unfortunately. I was rooting for Baker. Really like Baker, so sucks. Number 4 seed LA Rams are still in it, which the only Super Bowl prediction remaining that I had, because the Bengals are out and didn't even make the playoffs, but Rams are still in it, and I had them going to the Super Bowl, so still doing decent in that prediction, but it is what it is. Number 5 seed Minnesota Vikings are out. Number 6 seed Washington Commanders are still in, and the 7 seed Green Bay Packers are out. And moving over to Rogin's weekly playoff rankings, this is gonna start some controversy. I don't think the number 8 team will. However, Houston Texans, I think they're the worst team of the teams remaining. You could argue maybe 1 or 2 other teams might take this spot, but right now I'm leaning Houston. Houston's offense just leaves a lot to be desired for me. Their defense played really well last week, but I'm not sure how easily they can replicate that. The number 7, I do have the Washington Commanders. It's just tough. Like, the top 4 or 5 teams are just... none of these teams can be ahead of them, so it's tough. So if I'm pissing you off and these are your teams, let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, Washington, I think they're super good. Jaden Daniels probably going to be offensive rookie of the year. He's playing tremendous. It's kind of just the Jaden Daniels show, though. I need the run game to do something besides Jaden. I like this defense decently, but I need to see a little bit more. Hopefully they can keep being productive, because this team is super fun to watch for sure. Number 8 is the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 8. Number 6 is the Philadelphia Eagles. So for the Eagles, I don't know, man. This team's weird. I just get weird energy, weird feeling. Why is A.J. Brown reading on the sideline? I don't know. Why is Jalen Hurts unable to throw for over 200 yards in any playoff game that isn't the Super Bowl? I don't know. It's kind of the Saquon Barkley show over here. So, and I like Saquon, so hopefully this team can continue doing what it's doing, but it's just going to keep getting harder from here, so we'll see. Number 5, we do have the LA Rams. I think the Rams are firing on all cylinders. Their defense is playing great. Their offense is playing great. This team doesn't make a lot of mistakes, especially not in the postseason, so they're playing extremely good football. Can't really fault them. Number 4, I do have the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are playing extremely good football. If Lamar's not making mistakes, this team is super good, and I think their defense is the only reason they're not higher is because of their defense, so hopefully... I really want to root for Baltimore, so hopefully they continue playing well. Number 3, I do have the Detroit Lions. I think the Lions are still good. They're on a bye last week, which they earned, so kudos to them. I think Lions are super good. I hope their defense can continue to play well. We will see. Number 2, I have the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are still playing really good. They played a really good, solid Broncos team. I think solid, in my opinion. And they held them to 7 points, so kudos to you, Buffalo. Number 1 is the Kansas City Chiefs. Starting with our Saturday midday game, we have the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. So for the Texans, so their defense was really good last week. Can they replicate that? Can they be that great again? We will see. I think the Chargers were kind of charging a little bit. We'll see if the Texans, what they got in store. Hopefully they can make something happen this week. I'm praying they can make something happen this week. Joe Mixon has to be productive this week for this team to be successful, though. Joe Mixon, I think he's a solid back, and he's played the Chiefs this year and in countless years when he was with the Bengals. So let's see what you got, Joe Mixon. Step up this week for sure. But I think it's going to come down to if the Texans can keep up scoring wise. Chiefs are going to get their points. There's no question about that. But you got to keep up. If you're not keeping up, if you're punting a lot, I think that's a recipe for disaster for this team. As for the Chiefs, how rusty will they be, actually? Some of their players haven't played in over 20 days, and I don't like that. That is too much time off of football, so we'll see what they're like this week. Their run game definitely needs to show up, though. I definitely need to see something out of Kareem Hunt, out of Pacheco. They need to figure it out in the run game to get some of the pressure off of Mahomes, because can their O-line hold up? Especially the Texans. They're a feisty team. They have a feisty defensive line. We will see. I still got the Chiefs in this one. I don't think this one's going to be close for a majority of it. I got the Chiefs 34, Texans 24. Moving over to the Saturday night game, we have the Washington Commanders at the Detroit Lions. So for the Commanders, Jaden needs some damn help, man. Jaden is kind of just running for his life. He is the heart, soul, body, Lord, spirit, everything that you could want. He is that for this team. He does everything for them. Somebody help this man, genuinely. I think their defense needs to step up in a big way this week. I think their defense can do it. They have a few good veterans on their team. They definitely need to step up this week, especially against this vaunted Lions offense. Can the Commies keep up offensively, though? That is the big question. I think Jaden Daniels can do it, but we will see for sure. As for the Lions, you got to limit the Jared Goff mistakes. If Jared Goff isn't making mistakes, I think the Lions win this game handedly, in my opinion. So, no Jared Goff mistakes. How will their defensive injuries impact this team? They have a ton of injuries, a lot of them on the defensive side of the football. They proved themselves against the Vikings in the Week 18 matchup, so we will see. We'll see what this defense can do for sure. Jahmyr Gibbs will have to carry a boatload of the carry in this game. So do it, Jahmyr. I believe in you. You got this. I got the Lions in this one. I got the Lions 31, Commanders 27. I expect this game to be pretty close. Moving over to our Sunday games, the Sunday midday game is the LA Rams at the Philadelphia Eagles. So for the Rams, can the defense replicate those sacks? I'm not sure. 9 sacks last week against what I think most of us thought was a pretty decent, not even decent, that's kind of doing them a disservice, a pretty good Minnesota Vikings team. Can they replicate that against a good Philadelphia offensive line? I'm not so sure, but we'll see. I think last week was a vintage Matt Stafford game. When they were winning the Super Bowl, when they were going to the NFC Championship game, Matt Stafford was doing these things. He was looking so good, even though, in my opinion, that was an intentional grounding. But anyway, it is what it is. If Matt Stafford is playing that way, I don't think this team can lose. I think they need Kyren Williams to be consistently getting yards in order for this team to be successful, though. Can he do it? We'll see. I haven't been a Kyren Williams believer this year, but he's been productive, so we will see. As for Philadelphia, their defense was great last week. You got to do it again. You got to get after the quarterback as often as you can. I think this team can do it for sure. Saquon is amazing, but when will Jalen Hurts be good? At some point, somebody's going to stop Saquon Barkley. I'm not sure if it's this week, but at some point, somebody's going to stop him. And when that happens, Jalen Hurts is going to have to do something. And right now, I just don't believe it. I'm not sure if he's still injured, if he's still concussed, whatever the case may be. Maybe he's just rusty. We got to figure it out for Jalen Hurts for sure. This team is so fucking weird, man. I don't understand what this team is. Just their vibe is so weird. Reading on the sideline, talking shit to each other in front of the media. I just don't understand what this team is, but they keep winning games. So what can you really say? I do have the Rams in this one, though. I got the Rams 27, Eagles 24. I'll be surprised if the Rams lose this game. And moving over to our Sunday evening game, the last game of the weekend, it is the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. So for the Ravens, this run game feels unstoppable, man. They run the ball better than anybody besides Philadelphia, in my opinion. I was saying Saquon because I talked about the Eagles. Between Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, I just don't know how you stop this team. I think there's only one team left in the playoffs that can stop the Ravens' offense, and that's Kansas City. And I don't think the Buffalo Bills are going to be able to stop Baltimore this week. They definitely will need Lamar to throw the ball a lot more this week. I hope they can get Zay Flowers back. As of right now, when I was checking it, there was no update on Zay Flowers, so we will see. This defense still worries me. Those 14 points they let Pittsburgh get, I did not like those points. They make a lot of mistakes. They need to clean it up. As for Buffalo, I think their defense bends, but it doesn't break. You're going to have to continue doing that against Baltimore. But Baltimore will be kicking field goals, so we will see. I think Josh has to be better than last time against the Ravens. I think he completed 9 passes, and he threw it for, I think it was 30 times. You cannot have that. You have to be productive. No mistakes. Josh has to step up this time. James Cook is sneaky good, man. He had 120 yards last week. I really like what I'm seeing from James Cook. He is a decent back in this league, probably a top 15 back for sure. I like what I'm seeing from James Cook. I hope he continues to do so. I got this one being real close. I got the Ravens in this one. I got the Ravens 28, Bills 27. This one could definitely go either way, but I definitely lean in Baltimore. And with that being said, unfortunately, there's only 3 weeks left of football, guys. It sucks, but it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week for the conference championship predictions. Peace.